The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to TVWAN News. I'm Carol Kidu Jr. In this edition, Bird queries bank decision, community concern, and PNG clears air on selection. The eruption of Mount Ulawun has forced approximately 13,000 individuals to seek refuge in designated care centers at Pandi, Sovula, Barema, and Bakada. The displaced population urgently requires water and food supplies. In response to their needs, the provincial government, in collaboration with New Britain Palm Oil Limited and Hagi Oil Palms Limited, has initiated relief efforts. Governor Sasindran Mutuvil has directed the immediate dispatch of supplies, aiming for a swift delivery to the care centers. Acknowledging the collaborative efforts, Governor Mutuvil expressed gratitude to Dr. Billy Joseph, the member for Nipa Kutubu, who contributed 30,000 kina to relief efforts and pledged an additional 20,000 kina for the purchase of crucial medical supplies. A disaster forward operating base has been established at Biala to enhance the coordination of disaster response activities. Furthermore, 4 health teams from the Provincial Health Authority have been deployed to the care centers, emphasizing the importance of providing timely medical assistance to those affected. East Sepik Governor Alan Bird says the central bank's decision to discontinue private sector checks will negatively impact the cocoa farmers in East Sepik province and called on the Prime Minister to intervene. The cocoa trade in East Sepik is valued at more than 100 million kina, where farmers are paid checks by cocoa buyers, and the decision by PNG is a blow to these poor farmers. The governor posed questions to the Prime Minister in Parliament today regarding the central bank's decision on what he calls an unfair trading sanction.
The central bank has recently issued notices to put a stop to the use of private sector checks. Whatever the reason is for this decision, it does not go down well with the governor of East Sepik Province, Alan Bird.
What is the main reason for the central bank stopping our people from using checks to trade? What is the justification for it? I thought our biggest problem was a lack of foreign exchange, and the central bank should be dealing with that. Why are they making it difficult for my ordinary citizens in the province to operate? When they were trying to come up with this momentous decision to change the country, who did they consult? Did they consult my people of East Sepik? Did they talk to any of the members of parliament or the council presidents or the ward members in East Sepik before they made this decision? How did they dream this up? I really want to know on behalf of my people. It is my understanding that the central bank is very keen to get into this anti-money laundering space. And as a result of that, and Tokuin Solmi Harim, they want to stop my people from using checks. Now, why is the central bank very excited and enthusiastic about stopping anti-money laundering?
Bird says if implemented, the cessation of private sector checks will negatively impact the cocoa trade in East Sepik province that is worth well over 100,000 kina.
I am stunned, Mr. Acting Speaker, that our central bank is so insensitive to the issues that affect our people, and they are so excited to impress the people in America about this anti-money laundering issue. If there's one single person being prosecuted to justify this unfair trading sanction, or not just my people of Pacific, but I think all the people of Papua New Guinea. It needs to be explained.
Prime Minister James Marape concurred with Bird's concerns and said he will instruct Treasurer Ian Linstaki to meet with the central bank to deter them from their decision to discontinue private sector checks by December 31, 2023. Prime Minister Marape acknowledged that the central bank does operate at arm's length from the government and that government can only make recommendations to the central bank, even though it cannot direct their decisions.
But in this issue of transferring to cancelling the use of checks, I concur with the public concern raised by Governor. Governor, I will order Treasury to have immediate dialogue with them. I don't think we are ready yet as a nation to migrate to use of checks.
Furthermore, Marape says the central bank's concerns regarding money laundering, which might have led them to the decision to discontinue the use of private checks in the country, is valid. He highlighted the existence and role of the Independent Commission Against Corruption and encouraged those concerned about domestic corruption to consult with ICAC and utilize their expertise. Governor Baird went on to call for the suspension of those in the central bank responsible for this decision, if need be. Maricela Kelleton, TVWAN News.
Minister for Works and Highways Solan Mirisim told Parliament today that in tomorrow's session of Parliament, he will present a list of roads under the national government's flagship program, Connect PNG. The list will introduce roads previously not under the program. By doing this, the national government will truly be taking the Connect PNG program nationwide by including roads in all 22 provinces.
Not Fly member James Donald in Parliament today queried how much in terms of monetary value is being spent on the Connect PNG program. Furthermore, he asked questions regarding the funding source of the Tabubil Telefomin Road and funds from the tax credit scheme from Oktedi. National Capital District Governor Powes Pakop, in a supplementary question, also raised the question of what roads are priority under the program. The questions were posed to Minister for Works and Highways Solan Mirisim.
The funding source belong this road. All I know is plenty money come underneath long Oktedi tax credit scheme. And I would like to know that this road is costing how much as of today? 15 million kina, Atem Kid Kamarobib, 36 million kina. Also, we road Goran and 34 million kina. Now, hablo road do you go to telephone 100 million or 99 million kina. Now, Mino Sawe, is that where it is forked and is it where it's rolling out? Me like Sawe Taso because me follow plenty time contractor blow telephone road it went. I mean, I'm still waiting look some money.
You got some priority or not? Some roads that are vital, important to national outcome, important to country, that you must build in past them before we can build all the other roads because you may get like a road. We can't deny it.
Minister Mirisim says on roads and major projects undertaken by Oktedi under the tax credit scheme, an update cannot come from him as all affairs relating to those projects are entirely undertaken by the company on approval from the Department of National Planning and Monitoring.
But you must support him, make sure is the road Oktedi or Connect PNG, me blow the put him hand one time, na deliver him is road long also whip na also lot telephone. All the all projects long Western Province, all funding long Oktedi, only got on spending long only at na. Only at Sawe long one all projects long tax credit projects only got in on Nilo Road. Only got on all projects and police barracks. All all projects where only Sawe give him support you along on long look Sawe budget na resla mino na long. Make you one block comment or display. But the road that's all yes. Only support him this blah road na big blah support ikam long tax credit scheme block 30.
Mirisim says the Connect PNG program is worth 1.2 billion kina this year. It will increase yearly. He also stated that in tomorrow's Parliament sit-in, he will present a list of roads under the national government's flagship program, Connect PNG. The list will introduce roads previously not under the program. By doing this, the national government will truly be taking the Connect PNG program nationwide by including roads in all 22 provinces. Mary Silla Kelleton, TVWAN News.
Enga Governor Grand Chief Sir Peter Ipatas has accused government officials of meddling with elections in Enga, resulting in the chaos that's happening in the province. He therefore has intentions to lay a formal complaint with the Independent Commission Against Corruption to investigate this claim and called on the Prime Minister to fund this investigation. Marape welcomed the governor's call for investigations but also sent a strong message to the people of Layagap.
What is happening in Enga is being orchestrated or has come about because of the involvement of officials in government as well as these candidates. Candidates who want to come to this parliament at all costs, breaking the law or doing whatever is necessary to come to this honorable house. Can the Prime Minister give assurance because of the issues surrounding the incidences in Wabeg town? Can he give assurance to this parliament to fund ICAC specifically for this investigation?
So, Governor Ipatas, you are well within your rights to mount a complaint to ICAC in respect to what is happening in Laigam, the Wabek in the count, and the activities relating to the vote that is completed in the Laigam electorate. To our people in Laigam, especially those who have an interest in the outcome, James Marape is not responsible for the mayhem that is taking place in Laigam right now. But as a responsible government, we will continue to offer police to protect Enga province, Wabek town, the highways concerned, and we will give every possible assistance to ensure that whatever is the outcome of the process of election that is happening up there is completed to the best of our ability.
The community of Albinama in Maprik District, East Sepik Province has raised concerns over the burning down of houses belonging to the staff of the Albinama Nursing College and Albinama Health Center. They said the houses were built from their own money and seeing it being destroyed in this manner is not good. Leaders have been called to help restore law and order in the community.
A house belonging to a nurse of Albinama Health Center and another belonging to a staff of the Albinama College was completely burnt down. Another 3 houses belonging to the villages was also burnt, heading to a total of 5 houses. The burning down of these houses occurred during a recent fight between the villages of Albinama and Waikakum over the death of a PMV driver. According to the local community health worker Wilson Mala, the community invested their own time and resources to build both the health center and the school and feel the pain of losing these properties to hands of opportunists.
Community, we have 2 settings. One place Albinama Health Sub Center, okay, another place Albinama Community Trading, Albinama Community Health Worker Training College. Okay, time all Waikakumi come, only Barapim service where money give him Lomipla, no community starting pass. This is 2 plus settings, nursing school, health center, and more people yet only starting. One them own pocket money block on. So
Mala claimed that the Waikakum community went further to block the road for the Albinama community to access services at Maprik town. He said this is another challenge they are currently being faced with.
I mean, by costing me more long some 1,000 by me rebuilding facilities again. So now me Albinama community worry me cry straight. Launch service me come up.
Meanwhile, a staff of Halbinama Health Center, Mel Weki, said the college and the health center provide services to the community and call for urgent interventions from the police and the community leaders so people can access these services again.
Me like him was all get something and bend down. Me like him at least kapan mas look sabi. Your service MD plus something.
Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
Prime Minister James Marape has launched the NEMO tracking system, a fisheries small-scale vessel monitoring platform developed by the National Fisheries Authority. The initiative aims to strengthen the management of small-scale fisheries, emphasizing sustainable practices for economic development and the well-being of coastal communities. The NEMO system incorporates electronic reporting devices and monitoring tools, enabling accurate reporting of catches, compliance with regulations, and supporting scientific research. The government's commitment to responsible resource management and the socio-economic development of coastal areas is highlighted, with NFA collaborating to ensure nationwide implementation and ongoing support. TVWAN News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Want to know to win a Scale Rice Matchy Pack? Scale Rice is giving away hundreds of really scale prizes for that Scale weekend. Prizes include over 200 Scale Rice Nambi set, over 190 Scale Rice Eskies, 44 JBL speakers with 2 wireless mics. To enter, buy any Scale Rice or Ori Rice product, write your name and contact details at the back of the receipt, drop in the entry box. There's 116 winners fortnightly, 16 promo locations and 4 fortnightly draws. Time to solve.
More details in store or follow us on our social pages. Terms and conditions apply.
All Mama Flame is Lori Olsem.
Mr. Way using flame flower long one him. Yeah, Mr. Way make him kai belong family belong me. You go more yet.
Man belong me save like flower balls belong me what them kawa war na spring ania. All pikinini belong me save like him to mas pineapple donut me save walk him lo house. Neme kumu mix him what them cow na karamapim long flower.
Tasty hash browns.
Time is scaling one time walara pela kai. Me save kissing more kai long all get a toya mi tromoy one time flame flower.
You enough making more one time flame flower.
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaruki rock the big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Magic, the taste PNG loves.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Chef Scott Laseth is cooking up the world's creepiest critters.
You with me? No.
Iguana, hagfish, and wild boar are just some of the items in this season's menu.
Let's eat. And eat. And eat. It's nothing like you've had anywhere.
Hey, dead meat!
Dead Meat. First and exclusive in Asia. Streaming now on Outdoor.
I have a story. This family just lost their daughter to an opiate overdose. But her brother says it was a murder. Who do you think did it?
We want to track her, kill her down, and avenge her death.
As a personal boundary, I don't avenge deaths.
You're her boyfriend?
Yeah.
Well, you know 90% of the time it's the boyfriend who did it.
I wasn't really her boyfriend. Starting to sound a little inconsistent.
Vengeance.
Welcome back. A medical doctor in East New Britain province says it is crucial for communities and law enforcement agencies to work together to prevent lawlessness and promote safety to minimize the burden on hospitals. Dr. Kauve Pomat, a pediatrician with the Rabaul Provincial Hospital, highlighted this recently when expressing his concern on the recent upsurge of lawlessness in Rabaul district. He said the escalation of lawlessness in the province has placed a strain on the Rabaul Provincial Hospital in terms of a surge in trauma cases, overwhelming their resources and personnel. Dr. Pomat said calls for recognition from the communities and government is a deep issue that must be addressed seriously. He further stressed that by implementing effective crime prevention strategies, improving security measures, and fostering a sense of community safety, the burden on the hospital can be minimized, allowing health workers to provide timely and efficient care to those in need. Number One Super concluded its 2023 Regional Engagement and Awareness Campaign with the final session held recently in Wewak, East Sepik Province. Over 100 NSL employers and members from both the public and private sectors in Wewak, including representatives from MAPRIC, participated in the one-day engagement session. Attendees at NSL's Regional Engagement and Awareness event in Wewak included representatives from the Department of Education, Health, RPNGC, Fire Services, Cocoa Board, PNG Power, PNG Institute of Medical Research, National Broadcasting Corporation Wewak, Water PNG, and the National Airports Corporation. NSL senior management provided key updates on operational initiatives including branch and service enhancements, customer experience programs, employee relations activities, importance of member data collection, uptake of value-added services, and the utilization of digital services such as SMS, mobile app, and online platforms. Paul Sayer, CEO of NSL, emphasized the significance of these regional engagements, stating, "It is always a pleasure to meet with members outside of our major town centers, as they don't often have a chance to visit our branches and learn about how to maximize their superannuation outcomes. As the year comes to a close, NSL continues to prioritize its members, especially those in rural areas, who play a vital role in delivering essential services to their communities. The fund is dedicated to ensuring that all members have access to critical information that will benefit them in retirement." Sayer extended NSL's reach by visiting the MAPRIC branch, hosting awareness sessions at the MAPRIC General Hospital, and presenting financial literacy certificates to members of the MAPRIC Institute of Medical Research who completed the NSL FLT program. The team also engaged with teachers from Passam School of Excellence, Brandy Secondary School, and staff of the East Sepik Provincial Health Authority at Wewak General Hospital, providing members an opportunity to ask questions directly to the CEO. NSL looks forward to hosting more engagements in 2024. Water, sanitation and hygiene or WASH projects and programs are an essential part of PNG's development to a healthier country, as PNG is known for unimproved water supplies. With the launch of a new joint sector review in the WASH sector today, all WASH interventions will be taken stock of and a report to policymakers and the government will be in progress through the implementation of the National WASH Policy 2015 to 2030.
Proper sanitation and hygiene practices are fundamental to human health and dignity. They not only safeguard our health but also contribute to increased school attendance, economic opportunities, and overall resilience in Papua New Guinea communities. This joint sector review marks a significant milestone, being the first ever in the WASH sector. Orchestrating the collaborative effort is the Department of National Planning and Monitoring, WASH PMU.
The culmination of this review is a testament to the commitment and the collaboration of the JSR Technical Working Group. Each member representing diverse organizations and expertise has played a crucial role in bringing us to this point. As we present the findings, interpretations, and the conclusions of this review, let us remember that they are the result of a collective effort and consultation with sector, stakeholders, and partners.
The JSR objective is to bring all WASH actors, stakeholders in Papua New Guinea to conduct a critical diagnostic assessment of the status of the WASH sector to identify successful WASH delivery approaches at the national level and more. Keynote Speaker and Deputy Secretary for Programming and Monitoring DNPM shared that as the first JSR, this process was conducted at the national gatekeeper level, providing a learning point to improve on the upcoming JSRs to capture both national and subnational WASH progress.
This review is timely, as the policy reaches the 8th year of implementation, and this launch coincides with the recent launch of Papua New Guinea MTDP4 earlier in this year. Though there have been significant progress in the sector since the launching of the WASH policy in 2015, JMP reports have shown a declining trend in access since then.
And it's really about knowledge and attitudes and practices. That's where we're going to see really big change, Of course, along with the infrastructure, that's important, but that's where we really need to be putting a lot more emphasis on, thinking about how, these things work. So really, again, important, one of the important building blocks I see there is the capacity development.
All organizations who work together were acknowledged for their input, and together they all aim to push for a review status of WASH at the national level, develop a short list of priority and strategic areas, and identify key sector issues at the national level and provide policy and strategic guidance. Maricela Kelleton, TVWAN News.
The Government of Australia has seen the need for water, sanitation and hygiene to be addressed in a multi-sectoral effort, as safe drinking water, sanitation and hygiene is critical to human health and well-being. It has therefore invested in this sector through PNG-Oz partnership and the Water for Women grant, enabling the completion and launch of the WASH Joint Sector Review Report today.
Today, of course, we are here to mark the launch of the Joint Sector Review of WASH in PNG. This work is so important to building the knowledge and coordination of WASH in PNG for the most effective actions going forwards, for the continuous improvement in WASH in the country for the benefit of all Papua New Guineans. We are glad that Australia has been able to support its development with some funding and support through the Water for Women Consortium.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2685 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2610 $0.3954 Australian dollars, €0.2316 euro and 38.37 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, cocoa, copra, crude oil and copper closed higher, while gold, coffee and palm oil closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. You're watching TV1 News. Stay tuned. We'll have news from abroad when we return.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Hey, you want talk? Want to win one of 4 Costa buses?
Simply collect 6 SP Lager Red promo caps and enter the draw at a participating store near you. There are heaps of other great prizes to win too, like SP Hunters jerseys and other awesome SP Lager gifts. So enter the draw today for a chance to win. There's a bus to be won in Islands, Southern, Momase, and the New Guinea Islands. SP Lager, Bungi Mumi!
New Fabuloso multi-purpose cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home with an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso, irresistible fragrance.
Number One Super wants our members to have the happiest retirement possible. Just an extra 10 kina a week could mean an extra 50,000 kina when you retire. This is known as a voluntary contribution. So call us to find out how to add a little extra to your super payments now to boost your super savings later.
Never miss a moment. Instant breaking and local news delivered direct to you. Read anytime from anywhere. Download the Loop PNG News app today. Available now on Google Play Store and the App Store.
Let's go. Darren and I are traveling around the world to find some new perspectives on some very old problems. I can't believe this place exists. Searching for healthy, sustainable living solutions for the planet.
Merge where we live with what we eat.
And all who live on it. Woo!
From Europe to the Amazon, from superfoods to eco-warriors, welcome to a culture that screams green and responsible.
It's time to get down to earth.
What's happening? You changed the future. And you changed the past.
What did you do?
Want some help? Wait, he's Batman? Let's get nuts.
The Flash premieres Saturday, November 25th, 9 p.m. on HBO.
Join us on Monday to Friday live at 12 p.m. for the TVWAN News Update, bringing you the latest in local and regional news. The TVWAN Midday News, Monday to Friday live at 12 p.m. on TVWAN.
Thanks for staying with us. To overseas, the Australian federal government has approved the use of 2 new COVID vaccines, which will become available in a few weeks. The incoming Moderna and Pfizer vaccines are targeted to a new strain of the virus. Their approval has been welcomed by experts who warn Australia is currently experiencing a COVID wave and at the same time has a low take-up of booster shots.
In his Melbourne CBD pharmacy, Stephen Spears is on the front line of the ongoing vaccine rollout. It's been slow, but things are picking up.
The number of cases out there seems to be rising at a rapid rate, so people are starting to get concerned.
And there might be more on the way with the approval of 2 new vaccines produced by Moderna and Pfizer and targeted to the XBB 1.5 COVID variant. Australia's expert advisory group ATAGI says the new jabs will offer a modest improvement in protection.
I accepted the advice to approve that vaccine as one of the COVID vaccines. We have about 3 million doses in warehouses right now.
Even though XBB 1.5 isn't necessarily the subvariant that's dominant right now, the good thing about this updated vaccine is that those subvariants that are around at the moment are still quite closely related.
And while the new vaccines are good, they won't be available until the 11th of December. And a wave of COVID infections is happening now.
But it's simply too soon to know if we are past the peak or when that peak might be.
Effectively, every family in Australia will encounter COVID most likely in the next 3 or 4 months. And what that means is thousands of deaths.
The head of the Burnout Institute managed to avoid COVID this whole time until now.
I don't feel back to normal. I mean, I feel 90%.
While nearly 2 million Australian adults have gotten a COVID-19 vaccine in the last 6 months, almost 18 million haven't. 27% of those over 75 are up to date, compared to 20% of those between 65 and 74, and just 6% of adults under 65.
You have to have a campaign that sits around this. It's, you know, it's too little, too late.
The Health Minister's advice is not to wait.
The best vaccine is the one you can get.
A world-first clinical trial is showing promising signs in the treatment of tennis elbow, an injury that affects tens of thousands of adult Australians. The trial involves taking patients' healthy cells, growing them in a lab, and injecting them back into damaged tendons, with the results surprising both patients and surgeons.
Keen mountaineer Annette Skirker embraces the difficulties that come with scaling heights around the world. But her adventures were put on ice when she sustained a seemingly minor elbow injury during an expedition in Greenland in 2016.
And when I got home, it was really quite severe. I had trouble chopping vegetables. I couldn't hold a toothbrush in that hand to brush my teeth.
She was diagnosed with tennis elbow and waited 2 years in vain for it to heal. After considering surgery, which only had a 50% success rate, Ms Skirker opted instead to join a world-first trial and couldn't believe the results.
Anything at all is possible again, and it has surprised me.
The procedure takes the healthy knee tendon cells from the patient and grows them in a lab in Perth.
And once we have enough volume, we're then able to have an ultrasound-guided injection where we're actually injecting the patient's own cells back into the tendon body. And it's those cells that then start to reform new tendon.
As much as 3% of Australia's adult population suffers from tennis elbow, ranging from slight discomfort to serious life-altering pain. But the newly released results of the trial are encouraging to surgeons.
They're at their wits' end and they come to me requesting surgery, and the ability to give them an alternative has been a real breakthrough, I think, in this problem.
Even today, I still am surprised by how everything is so back to normal that I can still do everything and then some.
A welcome relief.
With mincemeat costing around $20 a kilo and fuel around $3 a litre, the high cost of living is having a big impact on residents in remote areas of Australia like the Torres Strait and Cape York. People's health and well-being are deteriorating, but relief may be on the way.
In Queensland's northernmost communities, grocery shopping means making hard choices.
I have to think about when was the last time I had an apple or had a banana, because you put your hand there and you go, oh, maybe not today.
The cost of living has soared in the Torres Strait, and eating a balanced diet has become a trickier task.
Fresh fruit and vegetables and meat are the highest price products on the island, so they're also the first that won't be purchased. They'll be replaced for potatoes, rice.
5 years ago, change started to happen and there was a shift and just the cost was starting to rise. Fuel was probably the biggest thing as well.
Pumping diesel can cost as much as $3 a litre.
It's very hard for our families to get around. On the mainland as well, the fuel prices are high.
The Queensland government's preparing to introduce a $64 million subsidy scheme to help these communities cope with the cost of living crisis. It'll apply a 5.2% discount to the price of certain groceries, like fresh produce and meat. The state government's cost of living subsidy for the Torres Strait, Cape York and Gulf is due to take effect in the new year, but there are some items that won't be included, such as clothing, white goods and fuel.
Even a cost saving in that, if they can pass that on, even if it's $25 or $50, it's $50 less out of the consumer's pocket.
For local families, relief can't come soon enough.
New figures show Qantas had the most cancelled flights of any domestic airline last month, with more than 10 services a day taking off the schedule in October.
This morning I can't see any cancellations on the boards, and passengers are moving pretty freely through with the flights on time generally, so at least good news today. However, this report that has been put out by the federal government's Department of Infrastructure and Transport, which is the on-time performance data for domestic airlines, shows that actually across the board for all airlines, we've seen for the month of October that on-time departures and arrivals being significantly down in October than the long-term average. So down to 71% of flights actually getting off the ground on time, compared with 81%. And also cancellations are up as well, up 3.8% from 2.2% as well. And if we look at actually Qantas's figures, well, they at the moment, according to this report, are rating the worst in terms of 1 in 3 flights being behind schedule and more than 10 flights per day actually being cancelled. So we're talking about a cancellation rate for Qantas of 4.3%. That's higher than Jetstar and Virgin that are both sitting at 4.1%. And if we take a look at the routes where you see most cancellations occur, well, they actually happen on the Sydney to Armidale flight, which is up in the northern New South Wales tablelands, and also Melbourne-Sydney at 10.2%. So that's just 1 in 10 of those flights actually being cancelled, and then Armidale to Sydney route at 10%, and also the Sydney to Melbourne route at 9.9%. Qantas says that you should actually compare its figures with Qantas Link as well, which has a much better and lower cancellation rate, down at 3.6%, because they do so many of the sectors around the areas of Australia, like Sydney to Canberra, for example. And also it says that we saw only 6 days in the month of October that didn't actually have flights impacted by bad weather, by thunderstorms and strong winds and the like. We also had 42 flights of Qantas actually being cancelled due to lightning strikes on the aircraft, and they also say that they had a difficult time over in WA with dozens of flights cancelled due to one of the pilot strikes over there. However, it does say that customer on-time performance is its priority, and it's going to make sure that as it looks ahead to the all-important Christmas period, that it is going to have contingency plans in place and also work on some resilience in its schedule, and also flight crews on standby to be able to accommodate the load.
23 people have been arrested and charged after a pro-Palestine protest at a major port in Sydney descended into chaos last night. Police say it was an unauthorized gathering involving some 400 people.
Coming here to Port Botany, the state's largest port, to protest the arrival of an Israeli cargo ship. But the night ended with police forcibly removing people from the crowd and also arresting nearly 24 people. All 23 people have now been charged and are due to face court. They've been charged with failing to comply with move-on orders and also for disrupting a major facility. Some of the videos posted to social media show chaotic and tense scenes with videos of police officers on horseback moving around the crowd, also officers pulling individuals out of the crowd, as well as a child in a pram hoisted into the air and passed over the crowd. The Premier Chris Minns has spoken and says that he believes police's actions were completely appropriate and refuted claims that they were heavy-handed. Take a listen.
I think any reasonable person would say once you stack up that chronology, the police acted completely responsible in the same set of circumstances. We cannot have a situation where our ports are blocked for commerce because one group or another has a political disagreement with another country. That would be hugely damaging to our economy, and it would be massively damaging to the reputation of both the state and the country.
The protest began around 6 o'clock with pro-Palestinian activists coming here to call for a boycott of Zim, which is this Israeli shipping company. And Zim's CEO has previously said that the company would be moving ships and infrastructure to aid Israel's defence ministry. Protesters were also calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. Police say that the protest began in a public area before activists moved onto a major road, which is a main entry into the port, where they staged a sit-in and refused to leave, forcing that road to be closed in both directions. Police say that this was an unauthorised gathering and all 23 people are due to appear in court.
And that ends the news segment. Join Rex after the break for your news in sports.
Strong like you, smart like me. I hope they don't break. Now surely look his son. This is Relaxo. Strong plus strength. Should I try them on you? No, please. I'll take them. Relaxo. Very strong, lasts long.
This Christmas, Digicel is making wishes come true with mega prizes and loads more cash. 3 grand cash prizes of 100,000, 50,000 or 30,000 kina. That's right, you can win 100,000 kina cash. Plus, there's also more amazing weekly prizes to win. Samsung Galaxy S22 smartphones, 5,000 kina in cash, water tanks, gem sets, and entertainment packs with Samsung TV, smartphone, playbox, and 1-year free TV and mobile plan. So what are you waiting for? Just pop up 5 kina or more, or buy any phone for your chance to win and make your wishes come true this Christmas. Only with Digicel.
Get ready for more! Digicel's new Big Plus Supersized Data Plans. Now with more options, more plans, and more time. Choose from our daily plans, now valid for 24 hours, weekly plans, or even a monthly plan from our suite of Big Plus Supersized Data Plans. All with more data and starting from as low as 1 kina. Yes, you heard right. What's up, Asol? Yes, yeah! Only Digicel's Big Plus Supersized Data Plans gives you more. Activate today on My Digicel app or dial *675# only with Digicel.
Hello, WWE Universe. This is WWE Superstar Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades. I'm here to set it all on fire. Watch WWE on Digicel TV.
Hi, I'm Darren Robertson, an expat pom, chef and part owner of the 3 Blue Ducks in the Sydney beachside suburb of Bronte. A few years ago, I started thinking about making a shift towards more sustainable cooking, but I've become fascinated with cooking over simple fire or hot coals. I just want to see how far I can push that theory and what these simple elements can help me create.
So welcome to my charcoal kitchen. Let's light the fires, stoke the coals and get cooking.
Miners cross. Zelka! Finally, a goal in the Bundesliga! Takes on further back. Sané. There is Harry Kane! You just know when the ball comes Kane's way, it's going to be a goal for Bayern.
Welcome back. PNG Basketball Federation has come out clear on the recent speculation regarding player selection and participation in the 2023 Solomon Islands Pacific Games. Benina John was putting on his back number 3 jersey that had Colin Pine's name on it. Fans took this to social media accusing Basketball Federation PNG for nepotism, saying Colin should have worn the jersey that has his name on it. Basketball Federation of Papua New Guinea responded to the PNG basketball fans accusing the federation for nepotism, that there was never a nepotism in either selection of the teams and players for the games. BFPNG provided that both Benaya John and Colin Pine were named to represent PNG in the 2023 Solomon Islands Pacific Games, but John was named in the travelling squad while Pine was named in the non-travelling squad. BFPNG claimed that according to their record to FIBA, John's name was registered under the number 3 and Pine against number 1. And with the further clarification from the FIBA, John was allowed to put on the jersey that has Pine's name while taking the field. The BFPNG defended their claim, saying Benaya John and his sport and is an eligible player of the team. BFPNG said they noticed the mistake when they took possession of the uniforms a few days before the team departed and immediately organized with the supplier to provide the correct name with the number 3. Unfortunately, the replacement uniform did not arrive in Honiara before the first game on Saturday, the 18th November. After a close consultation with FIBA regarding the issue, John was granted permission to play and he did represent his country. The PNG women's basketball team is winless in all its matches at the Pacific Games in the Solomon Islands. They have so far lost 5-5 matches to Tahiti in a lackluster performance before suffering another defeat to Cook Islands in their second round. Taking the court for their final match, wanting to win one for themselves and their fans, they couldn't capitalize on their opportunities and Tonga made them pay for it. Team PNG had this match in their pocket with a good start but fell sideways with costly errors in the second half, turning the ball to their opposition. Their results were also a concern because they struggled to put points on the scoreboard. With 3 consecutive defeats at this event, PNG women's basketball rookie coach Dia Muri could already know that team needs to do in order to put its best performance in the next events. He would line up with next best team in their next outing, taking these defeats as lessons. Meantime, PNG men's basketball team went down in a thriller against New Caledonia in the quarter-final playoff, 87-78. Samoa was the biggest mover on the 2023 Pacific Games medal tally after end of competition on Tuesday in Honiara, but New Caledonia remains in control, topping the medal tally. Although making a promising start to the competition, PNG fell from grace from 4th place to 7th, moving down 3 spots. More medals will be decided as the competition continues. Today's competition see archery, basketball, golf, Rugby League 9s, sailing, swimming, table tennis, volleyball and weightlifting all continue. Winners in these competitions would change the order on the medal tally, but Samoa's surge was impressive. Team Samoa jumped from 9th position on the medal tally after Monday's round of different matches to 3rd into the second day of the medals challenges. They now sit with 8 gold medals, 1 silver and 1 bronze, for a total of 10 medals, 2 places behind leader New Caledonia. Gold medals from the weightlifting competition gave the Samoans enough to jump the ladder. While Samoa made shares up the medal tally ladder, PNG only managed 2 medals yesterday and relegated 3 sports to Samoa, Tahiti and Marshall Islands that collected medals in various individual sports. Team PNG now sitting on 7th position on the medal tally with 4 golds, 4 silver and 7 bronze medals. Team PNG is expected to hit the top gear once the track and field events commence. Making the top 5 on the medal tally at the Pacific Games is New Caledonia, Australia, Samoa, Tahiti and Solomon Islands. Defending premiers Paga Panthers reclaimed the women's title of the Port Moresby Rugby League 2023 season with a 10-4 thumping of Royals in Sunday's grand final decider at the Santos National Football Stadium.
Capping off another great season with a minor premiership honours The Paga Panthers women's team retained bulk of last year's winning roster to defend their title this year. Led by captain Janet Michael, Paga took advantage of their first half dominance to score in back-to-back fashion to lead 10-0 to set the platform for their campaign. Royals, who are no strangers to playing in the grand finals, surely missed the services of some of their big guns in the Wala sisters and the like, but bravely took it up to the flat-footed Paga Panthers outfit only to squander a number of scoring chances. Paga's ace fullback Malamak was hard to handle at times with the ball in hand, using her deceptive footwork and speed on the edge, turning the defense inside out until she got injured halfway through the second half. Royals' perseverance and hard work paid off with a try to mount a comeback, but Paga's defense scrambled well to hold their line. Captain Janet Michael admitted they expected Royals would come out firing and prepared well. The plan was to start strong, defend well, and stay consistent with good discipline.
It's always a tough, Royals and Paga, pair rivals. Every year in and out, they used to play grand finals. So we came last year short, and previous year, yes, we played with Underdogs, but we didn't. Underdogs won us, but this year we tried our best. We did a clean sweep, got the minor premier, and I believe this year was a good year for us, especially my girls.
Oh, I'm so happy, I'm proud. All this wouldn't be happening if with continuous support from the people behind the scene. I like to acknowledge the Bank family, Sanctuary Hotel Resort, Rapopo, their tireless effort supporting this team, Paga Panthers, for the last 3 years. All I can say is I'm so thankful.
Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
West Tigers have signed a powerhouse Fijian prop who made his test debut in the recent Pacific Championships. Gordon Whippy, 21, is expected to start on a development contract but could move up to the NRL level after his impressive performance when given his chance at the elite level by Fiji.
A naturally gifted athlete, having previously represented Fiji in both swimming and athletics, only last month, October, Whippy made his breakthrough in his short rugby league career when picked for Fiji Bati to the Pacific Championships in PNG. An emotional moment for the young man to don the blue strip with pride.
I grew up in Fiji. I attended Mount St. Mary's when I was a kid, all the way up till I was 18. Attended Swami Vivekananda College for high school, and I got given the opportunity to come up and play in Australia, and journey goes from there.
4 years later, the athletic forward is set to live out his childhood dream, named to start in the front row for Fiji alongside the likes of Sivo and Kamikamitha.
Watching them as a kid, it was always a dream for mine, like I said before, and I've always wanted to go in that path. So footy for me, all the way from Fiji, that's just the dream, and worked really hard and to get here, and the journey. So pretty grateful to be.
He began with the Raiders as a raw teenager 3 years ago, and then had stints with South Juniors, and mostly recently with the Ipswich Jets in the Host Plus Cup.
I think for me is just put in my best qualities forward. I bring my own qualities to my own game, so probably just run hard, tackle hard, and that's pretty much just it going into this game for me.
The Tigers coach Benji Marshall has shown he's prepared to give the youth a go, and is certainly closely monitoring Whippy's form on the training paddock and in the preseason trials. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
That's all we have in sports. Over to you, Carol.
Thank you, Rex. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Come discover digital